Jesus died and rose again so that we might live. Amen. The text that will serve as the base of our message for this morning is our gospel lesson from John chapter 21, from verses 1 to 14. Dear friends in Christ, the day Jesus fixed breakfast. I like a good breakfast. How about you? Ever since I could sit down with a bowl of cereal, a Pop-Tart, and the sports page at age 4, I have enjoyed the first meal of the day. Breakfast provides nutrition for the day. Helps you to wake up, and for you early risers, it might even provide some stimulating conversation before your day begins. Jesus, too, knew the importance of this meal. It happens on the Sea of Tiberias, better known to us as the Sea of Galilee. It involves a group of men who are still grappling with a resurrected Savior place in the kingdom. This Savior is ready for a third revealing on the day Jesus fixed breakfast. Peter wants to go fishing. It's time to get back to the routine of life. 6 disciples joined him for a night of fishing, but they caught nothing. They had plans, but nothing happened. You know, we put a lot into this world. We expect a lot back. We might get some moments of excitement and elation, an honor or two, but the sacrifices are astounding. We could say this: without Christ, there is nothing. How many honors or trinkets can be loaded into a casket? People have been hauling garbage out of Egyptian pyramids and tombs for centuries. Nothing from them made it to the other side. Nothing. Malcolm Muggeridge made this interesting observation. He said, I suppose, regard myself or pass for being a relatively successful man. People occasionally stare at me and read. That's fame. I can fairly easily earn enough to qualify for a higher tax bracket of the IRS. That's success. It might happen once in a while that something I said or wrote was sufficiently heated for me to persuade myself that it seriously impacted on our time. That's fulfillment. Yet I say to you, and I beg you to believe me, multiplying these tiny triumphs by 1,000,000, add them all up together and they are nothing. Less than nothing, measured against one drink of the living water that Christ offers to the spiritually thirsty, irrespective of who they are. On the day Jesus fixed breakfast, the first glimpse of the resurrected one came with no identification. You see, the boat was 100 yards out, and the light of the day was still dim. He addresses them as children, an enduring term for these rugged anglers. But they have no fish. But after a quick encouragement from Jesus, the haul is so large it can't be brought into the boat. Here's what you and I must remember. Jesus doesn't take away the troubled moments of life. He doesn't stop the tragedy. He sees the sin, something we blab that a friend told us in confidence, undercut a coworker, lied to our spouse, failed a child, not followed through on a promise, failed to live up to our profession of Christ. What he does in this in these moments is this: He enters them. He turns our nothing moments into something moments. The Lord is everywhere, entering people's lives, even on a shore in the Middle East, fixing breakfast. Jesus then provides the miracle catch of fish. And the thing is, did you catch this? The breakfast was already on the fire. Jesus came and took the bread and gave it to them, and so with the fish. He served them just as He served and serves us in the Word, in baptism, in His supper. Why did He do this? Why feed these men who had argued about who was the greatest in His presence? Why provide breakfast for these disciples who often failed to understand what He was saying? Why be IHOP to these weak human beings who couldn't stay awake with Him for 1 hour? Why quench the appetite of the ones who abandoned Him and denied Him and locked themselves in fear because of Him? Why fix the breakfast? Why? We know why. He fed and comforted these disciples for the same reason He feeds and comforts us. Because they were and we are sinful and helpless and in need. Because He loves them as He loves us. Because we have need of His love and His forgiveness and His assurance. And that is exactly what He feeds us in His Word and sacraments. The day Jesus fixed breakfast is the day He once again underscored His love and His mercy and His forgiveness for these fearful and lowly disciples. And that's why He stepped out of the tomb and put a lock on the death and hell that we deserve. And that is why He called the world-weary disciples to leave their nets and continue following Him. He does the same for us. So good. Is that a fire I see on the shore? Food for my world-weary soul? I have to get out of the boat. There's work to do. But first, I need to be fed by my Savior. And that's what happened to the first disciples. To you and I, on the day Jesus fixed breakfast. Amen.